G'day punters, and welcome back to another episode of The Bagman. I'm joined by my co-host Luke Hilton, and we've got JC back on the show from Campbell's Gambles and Punters Wardrobe. G'day guys.
G'day Luke, how you going, mate?
BJ, how are you? Hey Jace, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. Good, BJ.
Are you wearing Punters Wardrobe attire today?
No, shout out to Chris Waller. I won a competition the other day. They had like a very elegant post, and I was like, I got a video of very elegant in action, so I think I'll be good. I think I could win this one. So I applied, and it came through. Good quality. So I might need to hook them. Ask them where they get their beanies from, so we can get some for Punters Wardrobe.
Well, you just look like you've robbed a bank. Just give me 1 sec. You guys chat.
I was wondering if you were hiding or something.
There's not much else to do in lockdown, so
Hey, Hildo,
he's just going to rob these punters.
Does this ring a bell? Do you remember these?
Bookies, I mean, sorry.
The old shirt sleeve sponsor, Chris Waller Racing.
Oh yeah, he sponsored our touch team, boys.
Yeah, our Oztag team. He was the shirt sleeve sponsor. You would have scored a few meat pies in that jersey, Dildo.
Just set most of them up, really. Just for your Marlow. Set them up for your Marlow, that's all.
Yeah, that was a pretty good side back in the day. I think we made a couple of grand finals. Did we win one? We might have won one.
I'm not sure. I know that I won't mention.
We used to win the winter comp.
I won't mention a fellow jockey manager that used to play with us and nearly got himself in a few punch-ups every now and then too. He was a bit aggressive in the front. He played in the front row.
I gotcha. Former staff member of Chris Waller Racing. So we won't mention any names. But yeah, we used to win. We used to win the winter comp because that's when all the good players were playing A grade and stuff, and
actual footy.
We used to run about fourth or fifth in the summer comp when all the good players were there, but we were all right around the winter time.
So they were playing the
track bullies.
We were
the contact one.
Yeah, we're a bit old for that at this stage. We were basically like the horses that are going around winning at this time. Oscar Zulu and PayPal Warrior. That's what we were like.
I was going to say more like the benchmark 58s at Dubbo, but anyway.
What do you guys made of the meeting? Can we isolate any? Do you guys like any?
I'm excited, BJ. Oh, I'm excited. There's a couple of horses that they've been waiting for that land tomorrow, and I'm really excited about this meeting. As long as the track can play just somewhat fair. I know we've got a winter track, and we know we've got a wet track. If it turns out anything like last week when it was mud and he couldn't make up any ground, we'll be in trouble. But as long as it can just play fairish, wet and fair, I'll be happy, and I'm really keen to play a few.
All right, well, we're only going through the quaddie leg, so if these few that you're keen on are early in the day, give them to us now.
ANETHOLE, can't wait for ANETHOLE on the highway tomorrow. Thought it was everything went wrong last time. It's got to overcome a few issues as it does with its racing style, gets back, but hopefully Tom Chair, the 2 kilo, claims a big advantage tomorrow. And I thought he should have won last start. And if he can get any ounce of luck, I think he's a big chance in that highway. I just think it's a nice highway. There's a lot of horses in it that I want to follow out of it. But I just don't think they're there ready to win tomorrow, which is like ANETHOLE. A horse like Mr. Hustle, Cameron Crockett's, I think it's a nice horse, plenty of potential. Obviously had some setbacks, but, it's going to be first up in a highway. Very hard to do this time of year on a wet track. Horse like Audible Express, I think next campaign is going to be a really nice horse, but, coming out of maiden grade down here to, I think it's going to be better suited at a 1400 and next time in. And Private Agent, when it got beat at Goulburn, it was actually tipped to be in the Kosciuszko last year, and it got rolled at $1.30. It's since had a tie back, and it's first up tomorrow. I just can't be having it on a wet track off a tie back, which I think ANETHOLE's the one. But, there's a lot of nice horses, I think, out of this race that might be next campaign.
How does it make you feel taking $4 about him now when he went around at $9.50 last start?
We went up $8 on Wednesday, so depends how quick on the trigger you were.
Were you quick on the trigger? Or... I think he was around $8 for about 30 seconds. He went up the wrong price.
Yeah, no.
But he should get back out tomorrow.
I didn't get any of it, and I still haven't got any of it. So yeah, be waiting for him to get out there. But yeah, look, I think he's going around a decent enough price on the way he's going, and considering the favourites first up off a tie back on a wet, heavy track, tough.
I'm going to mention one in that race. I've had a small bet on the toppy in that race, Safe Landing at $51. I thought he was very good first up. He had equally no luck to ANETHOLE, just couldn't get clear. So both of them were complete excuses. One's $4 and one's $51. So I had a little, very small bet on the toppy in that race. JC, you've been very generous to offer us a stubby holder and T-shirt to give away on the page. So we'll give that a plug here. Tell us about that. Punters Wardrobe.
Yeah, so yeah, the boys at Leg Up have decided to team up with myself at Punters Wardrobe. We're just going to be giving away a free Tommy Berry signed T-shirts with a stubby holder. Longest price winner of the day tomorrow will receive it. And maybe your little peanuts on Safe Landing might just get you home for a free stubby holder and a T-shirt.
I'll tell you what, that'd be very nice.
Oh, I hear the comedy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Very good.
All right, do you want to get stuck into these quaddie legs?
Yeah, mate.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. The quaddie leg kicks off in the 7th. We've got 10 races. We're racing on a heavy 9. I live in Botany, which is not too far from Randwick. It's a bit of the cheaper suburbs around Randwick. But the sky it's an absolute beautiful day today. I reckon it's about 25 degrees. Sun's out. Where do you live, JC?
Degrees.
You don't reckon
I live in Hurstville, so I'm not too far away, but
25?
25 degrees.
Yeah,
25 degrees. Have you been outside today? Jesus Christ.
I took the dog for a walk recently.
Really?
Jace looks like he's a red bow. Is that a window
17 degrees.
Like
13.
17 degrees. It looks nice.
8 o'clock.
Okay, well, let's go with an improving track. Hopefully we get onto a heavy 8. I wouldn't think that we'd get into the soft range, but not much rain about. The first leg of the quaddie is a benchmark 88. 3-year-olds and upwards over 1,800 meters. Opacity is the top weight. What's the money come for here? A little bit of money early days for Steely, 11 into $7. I was really keen to back Canasta here. He's actually gone off in the last couple of hours, 7 into $5.50. Zing's come out of the race. I can see Tory Joy being a pest here to Canasta, Luke.
Yeah, he definitely will be. And Steely's the one that's going to get the drop on him, kind of like last time in the clean sort of led. Steely was the last man standing and had the drop on it. I just think Canasta finally gets to 1,800 now. It's probably had the perfect setup. He probably toyed around the 13s and 14s and 15s for one run too many. He's ready to go to the 18 now. He'll be really strong. The Baker camp is absolutely airborne with these wet tracks. His horses are fit and strong. He's striving to run second to Chris Waller in the premiership, which he feels is a win because Chris Waller's probably unbeatable. But so his horses are really airborne at the moment. And look, I think Steely's the hardest to beat because he's going to get the drop on him. And if Tory Joy happens to soften up Canasta, then he could be the one to beat. But I just think that Canasta might lead well. I can see sort of Kathy maybe just sitting off and giving him his own way. And if he does, I think Jason Collard would be able to sort of lead them a merry dance and win. I would have loved to have seen the combination of Parr, Baker and a Canasta again, but as he won on Steely last time, he's obviously going to stick with it again this time.
Well, Bjorn actually, last time he was in a couple of weeks ago, they got Bjorn on the radio and he actually identified this race as his peak effort, 1,800 metres in a couple of weeks. So I've sort of half been waiting for this horse. I would love to see Tory Joy come out of the race on Saturday. Tomorrow morning, if she comes out, he's a real good thing. She just cut it up with Gone By last start, and she actually stuck on pretty well. She likes 1,800 metres. She likes it wet. Canasta, who did he go out with the other day? He went way too hard, but he stuck on really well as well, and that was over 1,500 meters, gets up to 1,800 now. I think that he's going to be hard to beat. I actually put him on top. What did you like in this race, JC? And give us a comment on Great House, because he's got a bit of improvement in him. He was only second up the other day, got off the bit. That was when Brutality was on the back up, and he charged late. He can take a little bit of benefit from that effort.
Yeah. First of all, just touch on Canasta. I can see where you guys are coming from. I'm just a little bit worried with him at Randwick. I'm not sure how the track's going to play, but we saw last year with the winter months, a lot of the times, especially when I think a major factor is this week compared to last week is there's no rain actually forecasted on the day. So we can, I reckon we can expect a fair track. And if that's the case, I think the inside could chop out a little bit, especially like this late in the day. So I'm a bit worried about him because he's basically like a greyhound. He just rails up perfectly. So, but with Great House, I think he deserves to be favourite, but I'm not going to be with him in this race. I feel like he'll appreciate the wetter track. I feel like his worst run was on a good 4 track, and his best run was probably on a soft 7. So the heavy track should be no issue. Great speed in this race, and with Tory Joy crossing from a wide alley, Canasta should kick up. I think there's 3 here that head the market that all come out of the same race with Brutality. He proved too strong for those horses over the concluding stages. The jockeys have had a bit of musical chairs with these 3 horses, but it's hard to separate the top 3, but I'm happy to take Opacity here at the current odds, even though he was beaten by both his rivals and he has a bit of a weight swing against him. I thought his effort was good. However, he just lacked a winning sprint at the top of the straight. Both Tory Joy and Gone By weren't able to finish off the race, and a lot of the horses were running on in that race. So it suggests to me that there was genuine speed in that race. I don't think he likes Rosehill either, and he'll appreciate getting back on his home track at Randwick. And I've recorded an interview with John O'Shea saying he's a dead set wet tracker, so happy to back him here. If that form line is completely off, I'd probably consider backing the Victorian galloper Ballet Master at double figures. His win was dominant last time, and he won at a heavy track in benchmark 78 grade last time at Randwick, last preparation. The query with him is the 1,800 meters. So that's my thoughts. Opacity and Ballet Master for race 7.
Okay, fair enough. I think the wetter the better for Opacity. He seems to love getting onto real wet surfaces. So Opacity for you, Ballet Master is your value, and Luke, you're with Canasta. I'm with Canasta in this race. I think Great House has got a good hope, deserved favourite, but if I was having a bet in the race, I'd be with Canasta also. You guys happy to move on to the next?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah. All right, well, let's do it. The 8th race is a benchmark 88, 3-year-olds and upwards, 1,400 meters. Where's the money coming here? Just give me one moment, punters. Bit of money for Surf Dancer. Yeah, a bit of money for Surf Dancer. $8 into $5. Trialed okay. What beat it in a trial? But it was a maiden and class 1 horse. I know Lake Castoria. Yeah, no, Lake Castorio in the second trial. But yeah, give us a comment on him, JC.
Yeah, it's probably the most intriguing runner of the whole day, just because of the setup with the gelding, international runner, trialled well, early money on, Gable Waterhouse. There's a lot of factors that are in his corner, but I'm not going to back him at that price. I'm just a bit skeptical. So it was the fastest trial of the morning, 1,100 meter trial of the morning, both overall and last 600 meters. But considering he was roughed up to beat a class 1 horse, I'm just not really keen to back a horse like that at 5-1. I reckon he'll be the main drifter in the market too. Yeah,
I would tend to agree. Luke, do you have the 2 imports, Blue Soldier and Surf Dancer, taking it up?
No, I actually thought that Blue Soldier might be a little bit further back in the field. I thought Surf Dancer would lead, and I thought Taxu might be there as well. Not sure what they'll do for the one with Tom Sherry on Blue Soldier. I haven't seen many of his. Haven't seen his international races. I saw his trial the other day. Thought he was pretty standard for an import sort of trial over the 1,100 meters, but. I thought this was a very, very hard race to sort of get through.
JC, what are you with?
I'm with It's Lily here. It's hard to knock the form of Oscar Zulu, and he's proven to be one of the most informed horses of the winter season. But he's had everything go his way in recent runs, especially that last run. He had the drop on Canasta and the other horse that went with her. I think it was, I forgot who it was, maybe Gone By or something. But just had the absolute drop on that horse, and I thought it was a bit weak in the concluding stages. But you know, the punters have found It's Lily. I think it should be hard to hold out. I feel like the team went up to Queensland to try and get some stakes races under a belt for some black type for breeding purposes and whatnot. I don't think she's quite up to that level, but in benchmark 88 grade, I feel like that's her type of level. I want to allude on one run. I think 3 runs back on the Kensington track. She ran 6th. If you watch the replay, she was caught 3 wide, no cover the entire day on a leader dynamite track, rails in run bias. She's got a lot of factors in her favour on this day compared to that day. She draws much better in barrier 5. She should find a nice spot midfield with cover. She's back on a really wet track, which she excels on. Down a kilo and back to the main course. J-Mac booked, money's on, and I think the damage is done with the price. I don't think she'll firm anymore, but I think she's clearly on top for me in this race and probably one of my better bets of the day, to be honest with you. Open race, though, open race.
Yeah, she gets plenty of ticks. That run on the Kensington track as well, that was on a good 4 surface. So as you said, she likes the sting out of the track. She's had 12 runs on good surfaces and only won 1 race. When she's had the sting out of the track, she's had 13 runs and she's won 6 races. So obviously she likes the sting out of the track. 2 good efforts in black type racing. Go back to that Musselbrook Cup. That was on a soft 7. And she beat 5 subsequent winners in that race. That was a really strong race. I know Star Spangled Banner came out and he might have won a couple of races after that race. So I think I actually put It's Lily on top here as well. I think she's going to be really hard to beat. It would be a terrific effort if Oscar Zulu could make it 4 wins on the trot in Metropolitan grade. Not many horses do that. He had the race absolutely set up for him last start. Canasta ran along. He got the drop on those. It took the back markers out of the race and he sprinted quickly to put the race away. He looked the winner a mile out and he's absolutely flying. I wouldn't say that he can't win again. Mirror Vision, she's going well enough. I think she's an underrated mare and will be right in it as well. Blondo, what did you make of Blondo, JC?
I backed him last week, actually. I feel like he gets a bad tag, this horse. I actually think when he gets the right setup, he's pretty decent. Probably not stakes grade, but he's good enough to win a benchmark 88 race. I feel like he's the main danger here because he draws inside here and he can get that suck run. Hopefully the rail's not too far off. And if he gets a crack at them late, he just needs to be safe for that one suck run. A bit like Hulk. They're very similar horses. They run.
Yeah, he's got a real short, sharp sprint. His last couple he's had to make long sustained runs, and it hasn't worked out well for him. Hildo, if you were having a bet in the race,
no, I won't be.
You won't be having a bet.
No.
What good are you? What good are you?
Don't like the race. I'm happy to watch it.
All right. Well, JC and I are with It's Lily. We'll move on. The 9th race of the day is a Fillies and Mares benchmark 78 over 1,400 metres. Expat's won a couple on the trot. She's going for 3 in the row. She won over 1,400 metres last start. That was her first crack at 1,400 metres, and she was relatively dominant on the line. I know she comes in pretty well at the weights with Tom Sherry in the saddle. Vitesse is a go-forward horse. What did you make of the speed here, Luke? Does Expat take up the running? Does she get her own time on the speed, or does something take her on?
Yeah, she doesn't really get her own way in front with Fortune Seeker in the race now. I'd say Clarkie and Gay will be up and eyeballing Expat the whole way. I think that's this race is all about, just probably trying to get find something to beat Expat. She's been flying. I think we've been trying to get a beat for a couple of weeks and keeps proving things wrong. She was fast the other day and she was strong and she held them off and she responded really well. And I thought she was very tough the other day, but just think it's a different story tomorrow. She gets Fortune Seeker, which she probably doesn't cross and lead. And then you get Vitesse rolling up 3 wide with a bit more pressure. I think it's going to set it up for someone to sort of have the drop on them, or even a little bit further back in the field, which brings Exotic Ruby and 8 Diamonds into play for me. I think they're the ones. I thought Exotic Ruby had no luck in the Expat race the other day. It was wide with no cover. And then kind of gets in a race here where she's going to get the drop on them. And then someone a little bit further back in the pack, if they are running on, I thought 8 Diamonds was huge. I know it's got to come off midweek meeting, but it looked like it's got Saturday potential. And Tommy obviously probably would have had the chance to ride something he rode last start. What did Tommy ride last start to be on this? Daphne Jean, that was the other one that I sort of thought was a really good run the other day. We got a bit too far back, but you could tell that Tommy'd stick with this horse, and it's obviously got ability. And probably looking at it, it's probably short enough the market considering it's got to improve. But they're probably the two I want to play tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that the money will come for 8 Diamonds tomorrow. She was really good first up, as you said, and the stable thought enough of her to try her in a Group 1. She went around to the Surround Stakes, and I know she won 14th of 16, but she was spelled immediately after, and she was dominant winning at Canterbury first up. As you said, Expat's probably not going to get it her own way with Fortune Seeker drawing barrier 1. She did a bit of work the other day to cross and lead, and she was strong the other day winning. But those last 2 runs for Expat, she's absolutely controlled the race from the front and kicked. Previously to that, she wasn't as good when she had to come from just off the speed. I know she only just took a sit, but I'd be interested to see her over 1,400 metres taking a sit and see if she's as good as she has been at her last 2, winning on the speed. Daphne Jean, she's going very good. That first up win at Gosford, I know it was Gosford, but that was an unbelievable win. And then she went and she was very good second up on that heavy 8 and that bunch finish at Warwick Farm. And then she just was given a very negative ride last start at Warwick Farm. I know that this mare is named after Kim Waugh's mum. So she's probably, I'm thinking that the stable have real good raps
cool
on her.
Fact, or like,
yeah. Cool fact.
Or was Kim Waugh's mum, was she like, she went well in the wet, did she? She handled the wet track.
If Hildo, if you were going to name one after your mum, would it be a Walker or or would it be good?
My mum's a good singer, so I don't know how that helps with anything.
Who hasn't had it? Have you gave us your input yet, JC? You haven't yet, have you?
No,
what do you like?
JC hasn't.
No, I haven't. Yeah, with Daphne Jean, Tommy Berry after that win at Gosford, he basically declared her wherever she ran next. And then when he said that, I was like, I'm going to declare her wherever she ran next. But then she went up to 1,400 metres Warwick Farm on a heavy 8, which was like just 3 negatives basically. I didn't want 14, didn't want Warwick Farm, didn't want a heavy track. And then she sort of she ran well last time, but you know, she's in a harder race here. But at 20-1, she's probably one I will spec. I'll probably spec a few in this race. Happy to go around Expat. I think the Randwick to Rose Hill thing's just completely getting forgotten about. I just feel Rose Hill's one of those tracks where if you find the rail over the short courses and you get, you know, left alone for like 200, 300, 400 meters, you're basically almost impossible to run down, especially a horse that's rock hard fit. So I feel like Expat, even though she is the deserving favourite, I'm not touching her at $3. I was looking at this race on Wednesday, and I was hoping 8 Diamonds opened up a bit more of a price because I saw her at Canterbury first up. I thought she was excellent, but I can't get involved with a horse coming from a midweek race into this type of race at around that $4 marker. I'd probably if she was around $6, probably get an each way bet in there, 6 and 2, but I think straight out on the win at $4 is too risky for me. So I'm probably Moneygle's one that's probably being forgotten about a bit in the market. She runs very well fresh. I think the 3 things against her is the barrier, one of them. She'll have to loop the entire field, as well as she's had no trials. So I have no idea how well she's going or not. But I think she's won back-to-back Saturday Metro races first up. So there's one for the punters maybe at odds. But I feel like Daphne Jean and 8 Diamonds are the 2 I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, I could have something on Daphne Jean as well. I think 8 Diamonds. I think she's going to firm in the market actually. So we're interested to see what the market does with her. Expat's been firm. I've backed her actually her last 2. So yeah,
He's off.
Interested to see if she can make it 3 in a row with a little bit of extra speed in the race. But we'll move on. We'll move to the last race. Benchmark 78 over 1,000 meters. Speed should be strong. Most of it's drawn out wide. Who did you have taking up the running here, Luke?
Yeah, I was thinking as they would in most 1,000-meter races, they are going to more than likely get along in this race. Probably leading Invincible Gangster. I think Best Stone from out wide is probably going to push forward. Interesting to see what they do with the Bopper here. They've taken the blinkers off. He gets first up. He's drawn wide, has got tremendous gate speed and tremendous early speed when he wants it. I'm just not sure the idea of taking the blinkers off. Are they going to look to ride him more quietly or will he roll forward again? Even from 14, he's a horse that can burn across and lead. And with this wet track, I don't know whether he'll be 3 wide outside leader or what, but that sort of does determine what sort of happens there with those. And then you've got horses that are going to run on like Van Giz and Al Bellagio Miss, which are going to appreciate a hot speed. So pretty tricky 1,000-meter race to finish the card.
JC, what did you like?
I'm expecting Irish Angel to be hard to beat here in the last. I mentioned this girl last time I was on this show, and I thought I said I thought the penny had dropped with her. She got that win first up, and you could argue she should have won last time out, if not for the track and the race shape, the track bias. Sorry. She's now strung together 4 really good runs for me. She beat All Hallows Eve, who's a subsequent Group 3 winner, end of the last preparation, and then before that she came third to Lost and Running. And we know how good he is. Obviously, he's being allocated a slot for the Everest this year. The month off doesn't bother me whatsoever. She's proven in the past that she can run well fresh, and it probably just gives her that edge at 1,000 meters. She's won and raced well on heavy tracks. It would be a heart in your mouth job for punters late in the day, because she will be back near the rear, needing some gaps to open up, or she might just go down the outside and go whooshka. Depends how the track's playing, but. They found her too, which is a bit disappointing. So I haven't had anything on her yet. Same with It's Lily, but I think those are 2 bets out of the QUADDIE legs that I like the most.
The thing I like with Colin on Irish Angel too is he's not always one that just sort of goes back down the outside when he's on a back marker. He will cut a corner or come underneath 1 or 2 or come between runners, which I do like, because it does pay dividends a lot, I reckon, for him, and have him on a horse like that in the last when they're sort of going to be picking their runs and they could be flying along. He's probably the bloke you do on that horse, and it was enormous last start. Handled the heavy. Huey probably gave it a peach that day too, but everything was against it as far as the track bias and everything, and still got within close to winning.
Hildo, back to what you said about the Bopper. I think they're going to ride him quiet. They rode him quiet in his last trial, and he snuck some runs and he ran on nicely. And the blinkers indicate that he's probably going to get back from that draw. James in the saddle. I've actually
probably looking at he's probably for his future. He probably has to learn to settle now. I'd say he can't sort of try and dominate fields up in grade now. So he's probably for his future. They're probably going to have to do that.
Yeah, what price is he? Just getting that race up.
$5.
$4.20. Must have gone off since you've had a look. Oh, you've $5 best bookies. $4.20 with Sportsbet and most of the other bookies. But I reckon he's going to get out tomorrow. I don't think that he'll be completely wound up, and he's probably going to get back. But he is the best horse in the race. I've had something on Irish Angel. I think she's flying. That was a dominant win first up at Canterbury, and then there was a negative ride the other day by Huey, and if Jace can land a couple of pairs closer, that'd be nice. But yeah, I think she's absolutely flying. No problems. Back to 1,000 meters. I think just her last start run, it was just back me next time run, and I think she measured up to Saturday grade. She's always looked like she was going to measure up to Saturday grade, and I think this is her race. Van Giz on the 7-day backup. JC, word on her?
Haven't gone into it too much to be fair, but I love the quick
She had
back
no
up
luck
this
the
time.
other day. She was 3 deep on the speed.
Post. Yes,
Yeah, she was posted 3 deep.
I was on De Grauwen, and that was extremely disappointing. Had every chance whatsoever when you get good odds about a horse like that. Anyway, that's a story for another day. Yeah, she was dominant last week. And she races in the same grade here. So she's gone to face the boys, but there's not many boys in this race really. Yeah, I think she'll run well. I like the quick backup this time of year, and I've never seen a quick backup as a negative. It's always a positive. There was a horse that ran at Sandown during the week called Brazen Bully that won on the quick backup, 4-day quick backup. So
especially on these wet surfaces, it's definitely favourable. Hildo, if you were having a bet in the race?
Yeah, probably got to agree with Jace. Maybe Irish Angel, just thinking that those they are going to run along a bit, and if Collett can find his way through, it was just really good last start and should be good again. Obviously, if they are running on the back two, Bellagio Miss, there's no knock on her. Her run was great the other day. Going to get similar pattern. They're probably coming back in distance. I don't mind for her because they are going to run along, and will be one that's getting home late.
All right. Well, what JC hasn't been, I'm not sure if you know JC, but the last couple of weeks we've been organising a QUADDIE between the three of us. So we go each race, we have one selection each. I usually start with Hildo, and then it'll be you, and then I'll round it out for each race. But let's start in the 7th race.
Did we get last week? Because they called the
last
two
week
races
they called off.
we only had to get two.
Yeah, let's go with we got it. We got the double. We got the double last week. I'm not sure, but hopefully we can get it this week. There's decent sized fields. We'll kick it off with the 7th race. Hildo, what are you taking?
Canasta.
Okay, so Luke is taking number 6, Canasta, in the first leg. JC?
I'll take number 1, Opacity, and play devil's advocate here. So
number 1, Opacity, and I'll bit of value to start off with. No, actually, I should take the favourite. I'll take Great House. I was going to take Steely, but we need to straight bat that. Next race, the 8th race. Hildo, you're up first.
Oscar Zulu.
Oscar Zulu, the 4. Okay. JC, you're taking It's Lily?
Yep. We're on the same page here.
Okay. 6. Can I get us any value here? I'll put 8 Mirror Vision in. And then moving on to the 9th race. Hildo, up first.
Exotic Ruby.
Exotic Ruby.
Exotic Ruby.
Okay. 10 Exotic Ruby. JC?
I'll fatten her up and I'll put number 11, Daphne Genie, in there.
11. All right. Well, I better put 13. We're missing out on the favourite there, Expat. She's going to be hard to beat, but that's okay.
Good one to leave out, yeah.
Then the last race. Let's go. We can't put them all in.
No, exactly. Oh, geez, the last race is
1 out, Irish Angel.
Okay, Irish Angel for JC. 11.
Our Bellagio Miss.
Our Bellagio Miss for you. 8. My numbers. 11. All right, I'll put in 14, Misty Orr.
Oh, yes.
Okay. It's a bit of a juicy QUADDIE for us, eh?
Good one. Confident.
All right, yeah, I'm confident about it as well. Have you guys got a best bet for us, Hildo?
ANETHOLE and Just Field.
ANETHOLE,
really
Just
like
Field,
them both.
and Hildo?
Very confident, yeah. I'm going to play ANETHOLE, Just Field, and Canasta, and if one of those 3 get up, I'll be pleased.
Happy days.
What's your best, JC?
I'm going to start the day off in style, hopefully, with the short price favourite, HONEYCREEPER. I black booked her off her 5th at Canterbury last preparation, and she hit the running rail that day, and I thought she was pretty good. Thank God I did that because she won very nicely first up at Newcastle. I thought her run last time was really good in older company, and the step up to 1400 metre looks perfect. The most important factor for me, obviously, back in her own age group, and Rachel King has been running very well. One in that last race that has been scratched that I was through our little technical difficulty earlier, I was going through the Eagle Farm form, and old mate Triple Ace, that was scratched from the last race 10 at Randwick, has shown up Eagle Farm race 8, I think it was. And I haven't gone into that race too deeply, but on first inspection, he looks thrown into that race. So there's 2 shorties that can run well for you.
Okay, thanks for that, JC. I'm gonna give a little push to race 3, number 8, Super Effort. I think he's going to be really hard to beat. He was very good for the new stable first up at Newcastle. He sat wide. That was a 64. He sprinted hard, and he was too good for them there. Last preparation, he split Private Eye and Counter Rupee on a heavy 8 surface on the Kensington track. That was a really strong form race. That was in January. He actually gets a little weight swing for beating home Yangara Rose from that race. So I just think that he is missed in the market at $15, and I think there's going to be a bit of money for him. I'm not sure where he gets to from the map, but I think Super Effort is the best value bet of the day at Randwick. So Super Effort from me. Happy with that, boys?
Old Gerald with a first up kill at Newcastle. That was good to watch.
It was good. I wish he went into that without a trial as well. So I didn't back him first up, but yeah, it was a dominant win, and I think he can go on with the job on Saturday. So measured up to Saturday grade.
Is he the ex-Waller?
Yeah. Ex-Waller, yes, correct.
Ex-Waller first up with Gerald, no trial. They knew too. The money was on.
Yeah, they knew. They did know.
There's a number of blokes that were tipping.
JC's money was on, it looks like.
Yeah.
Mate, Gerald Ryan, first up, best first up trainer. Him and Matty Dale and Cody Nesta. Cody Nesta had a couple today that won at where was it, Dubbo or Taree? One or the other.
So ostracised, they paid 80,000-90,000 for him. He won a trial by 15 lengths and then won by 3 or 4 as easy as today. He's obviously got some good things in store. I know they paid a bit of money for him, but it's the right way to go, trying to buy some highway horses.
He was absolutely under a stranglehold too. It went good.
Yeah.
It was a maiden win, but he's got better races in store for him. All right, boys. Thanks for coming on the show. Don't forget, I'll be post the Punters Wardrobe competition on the page tonight. So best bets, longest price winner gets the Punters Wardrobe Tommy Berry gear. So thanks for coming on the show, boys. We've got less than a minute before we need to upgrade our Zoom call. So let's get off.
Perfect timing.